Alright, listen up here. I thought it would be a fun little experiment to devise a modular commander deck, one that could conceivably have several commanders you can swap in and out as you choose. You know, we all get bored. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I had chicken last night. You know, I don't want to have chicken again tonight. Oh, I used toilet paper yesterday, you know. Oh, you know, we've been married for 2 months. Frankly, I'm sick of your garbage. You know, happens to everyone. So let's mix it up, dude. I'm not going to come snuggle with you because you're bored with your wife. But we can get in the spirit of Commander. And guess what, brother? It's Azorius Spirits. Is this even possible to do? Sure, man. Is it possible on a $30 budget? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, give me a hell yeah. Let's take a look at some potential commanders and get to work. But first, subscribe to the damn channel, dude. It's free for you, helps out the old Nicky G tremendously. I love all you guys, man. All the Discord didgeridoos, you know, the massive members down there, the pugnacious patrons. Thanks for all the support, brothers. Now, in these colors, there are about 7 legendary spirits that can be your commanders. Now, don't come at me about Dennick. He's fine, but he ain't a spirit on the front, alright? We got Brago, King Eternal, 2 white and a blue, legendary creature, Spirit Noble. It's a 2/4, has flying. Whenever this guy deals combat damage to a player, exile any number of target non-land permanents you control, then return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. Building around Brago, it's very easy. It's a blink deck. He can usually get in with that sweet flying evasion. So you do want to include some ETB effects to capitalize on Brago, but keep in mind, he resets your mana rocks as well. We are building spirits, so spirits with ETB effects are a slam dunk. But take a look at this guy, Vega the Watcher. 1 white and a blue, legendary creature, bird spirit. It's a 2/2, has flying. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, draw a card. One eye sees the past, one the present, one the future, and none can be deceived. Great card. So this counts as one of the cards you can put as your commander. Counts flashback, counts disturb, counts eternalize, counts foretell, which will come in handy later. Also counts flashback as well. You can slap this in as the commander if you want, but if it's not, this counts your commander. If you're casting it from the command zone, you're drawing a card, baby. Then we have the Grandpa, the Abuelo, the Ancestral Echo. This guy's 1 white and a blue, legendary creature, Spirit. It's a 2/2, has flying in War 2. Has 1 white and a blue, exile another target creature or artifact you control. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Alright, this guy's got Ward 2. He's got that Flicker ability, which is not as powerful as Brago, but can be done at instant speed in response to whatever your opponents are doing. Again, plays into ETB effects. He's just an old grandpa with some floating bowls, dude. Don't be jealous, alright? Doesn't suit you. Then we have Millicent, the Restless Revenant. Affinity for spirits, costs 1 less to cast for each spirit you control. It's a big old 4/4 with flying. Whenever this or another non-token spirit you control dies or deals combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. 7 mana. Millicent is just straight up spirits. Spirit, tribal, kindred, and typal, all the above. I kind of like this card, man. It's, you know, maybe a little not great on its face. But once you play it, see it in action, it's actually pretty good. And of course, the Geist of St. Traff. This is a spirit cleric. It's a 2/2 for 3 mana, has hexproof. And whenever it attacks, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying that's tapped and attacking. Exile that token at the end of combat. Now that exile is kind of interesting because it plays into Raynar. This guy's a classic. That native hexproof really comes in handy, although he isn't super powerful at a 2/2 with no evasion. Maybe not the best choice for the commander of this deck, but technically works. There he is, Raynar the Ever Watchful, 2 white and a blue, legendary creature, Spirit Warrior. It's a 2/3, has flying and vigilance. The first card you foretell each turn costs 0 to foretell. Whenever one or more cards are put into exile from your hand, or a spell or ability you control exiles 1 or more permanents from the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Alright, man, this foretell stuff is one thing, but that last ability is kind of where it's at, man. The foretell is kind of a red herring, I think. So this guy plays nice with the same stuff that Brago likes. Blink, but also exiling removal, like swords and Path to Exile. Alright, and last up here we have Dorothea, Vengeful Victim. I mean, come on, man. This poor lady, she's got dumped, and now she's back from the dead. White and blue for a legendary creature, Spirit, has flying. It's a 4/4. That's not a bad stat line, but whenever it attacks or blocks, sacrifice it at the end of combat. Has Disturb for 1 white and a blue. Disturb is kind of an interesting thing. You cast it from your graveyard transformed for its disturbed cost. Transforms into the Retribution. It's an aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has, whenever this creature attacks, create a 4/4 white spirit creature token with flying that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice at the end of combat. Kind of similar to Geist of St. Traft, except that one's exiled. If it would be put into the graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. So this plays nice with Vega the Watcher and with Brago. It's kind of like Geist of St. Traft on an enchantment, because you could use this as a commander if you're aiming for some type of challenge run. Although listen man, it is perfectly viable. So we have a bunch of very different commanders here, so what are we going for here? Are we going for Blink with Brago and Raynar? That's one theme. You know, we also want creatures with ETB, so that works with that, which is generally pretty useful in and of itself. But the other modular commanders want lots of spirits, so we'll do that too. At its heart, it's a spirit deck. We have 37 creatures, and guess what? All of them are spirits. In addition, we have some ways to produce spirit tokens. This is a low mana curve, $30 bracket 2 deck. You'll be casting lots of little spirit dudes out there, like this guy, the Clarion Spirit. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. You have the Shacklegeist. Tap 2 untapped spirits you control. Tap target creature you don't control. If you're rolling in tokens, this is a great way to lock down damage threats. Catilda Dawnheart Martyr is a very cool card. Flying, lifelink, protection from Bella the Twinkly Vampire out there. Catilda's power and toughness are each equal to the number of permanents you control that are spirits and or enchantments. Gets disturbed, you know, and comes back as an aura that does all that. Love the showcase art on the back, man. Looks like Sinead O'Connor is back on Saturday Night Live, and she's mad, dude. She's mad. Patrician Geist, another lord that beefs up your guys and helps with disturbed costs. Again, flying and riding on a horse, dude. I guess he just loves the damn horse so much he takes it into the spirit realm, brother. Maybe that's his wife. I ain't here to judge. You also have some other lords out there. Supreme Phantom, Drogskull Captain, Empyrean Eagle. These make your little spirit tokens into threatening tokens, and that can close out the game. Drogskull giving them hexproof. All your spirits hexproof is key in this deck. And then we have Ethereal Investigator. This guy's 3 and a blue. Creature spirit, it's a 2/3 with flying. When it enters, investigate X times, where X is the number of opponents you have. Great blink target too. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a little 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. You gotta get them clues out there, Scooby-Doo. Draw some cards. Oyobi. Not a great card usually, sounds like a toy company, but we are certainly casting spirits. And these are bigger tokens, these are 3/3s. Whenever you cast a spirit or arcane spell, create a 3/3 white spirit creature token with flying. Speaking of which, Siren of the Storm. It's a 6 mana for a 3/3 with flying. Whenever you cast a spirit or arcane spell, you may draw a card. I had never even seen this card before. Also a Kamigawa Slapper. Really powered down the stats in Kamigawa, you know what I'm saying, for the mana value. But listen, this is a budget deck, man. It's a spirit deck. It's not bad. We're going to get through it, all right? Now, of course, we do have some blink targets. Brian Comer, Hanged Executioner. They make great tokens on ETB. Check this guy out. Complementing the Windborn Muse. When this creature enters, until your next turn, creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control, unless their controller pays 2 for each of those creatures. Great blink target, stack that ability. The most annoying thing that these spirits do is tap down opponents' creatures. Nebelgast Herald. Whenever this creature or another spirit you control enters, tap target creature an opponent controls. That counts tokens. It's going to make everybody nuts, man. And listen, I love a good clone out there. This one does double duty, the Mirror Hall Mimic. So this is a 0/0, 4 mana. You may have this creature enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's a spirit in addition to its other types, also has Disturbed for 3 blue. It comes in as ghastly mimicry when you disturb it. It's an aura enchant creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of enchanted creature, except it's a spirit in addition to its other types. If it would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. That's perfect for this deck, man. And I love this card. Check this card out. Ethereal Valkyrie. 4 white and a blue, creature spirit angel. It's a 4/4 with flying. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, draw a card, then exile a card from your hand face down. It becomes Foretold. Its foretell cost is its mana cost redursted. That's a new word, brother. I think we just did it. It's redursed by 2 generic mana. This plays into all our themes: spirits, casting cards from exile, foretelling, and being a hot green floating lady, which is, basically what I want in a wife out there. We do have the good foretell cards: Raven Form, Mystic Reflection, and Doomscar. There are some others, but I tried to keep this at $30, Mystic Reflection is particularly good, especially if you're making a couple, 3-4 token spirits out there. Make them into a damn monster from across the battlefield, and all of a sudden you're ready to win the game, brother. So check out the deck list in the description. Perfect deck for those of you who get bored easily. It's cheap as heck too, man. A lot of these spirit cards are very cheap. It's not a popular tribe, nobody wants to go out there and play with ghosts, man, because ghosts don't have genitalia, brother. That's a known fact. It's a scientific fact. I checked the microscope out this morning. It's kind of banging, man. Low key, it's a bop. It's a vibe. It's a jam. There's tons of synergy within these themes. I like Millicent, honestly, although Raynar and Brago are really mean cards. I hope you enjoyed this trip into Spirit Land, the spirit realm as it were. And I love you all very much, okay? If I was your grandpa in heaven, I would smile down on you every day. Nikki G, Better Commander, signing off.